Don't miss out on these Elder Kais, Grand Kais, training items, and more. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are going over where to pick up various Kais to level up your super attack for the various units you may have pulled during part 1 of this year's worldwide celebration. So, let's go ahead and start with Elder Kais. Unfortunately, this time around, there isn't much in the way of Elder Kais. There's only a few places to pick them up, especially if you followed my previous guide on what to do during the countdown celebration for Elder Kais, which I will link down below for those of you who may have missed it. So the first place we can go to get is now this virtual Dokkan Ultimate Clash. If you are able to complete it, you can net yourself 5 Elder Kais for completing it 3 times in a row, along with some dozing Kais along the way. So definite easy way to pick up so long as you have the units to clear all the way through stage 4 3 times. Moving on, aside from login bonuses, that's really the only other way. Through login bonuses, you can get yourselves 2 Elder Kais, one at the beginning and another one at the very end of the celebration. So, totaling us at 7 Elder Kais now, just for completing those and logging in daily. Should you pick up an Ultra or Super Lucky during the Gohan login bonus event, you can increase that number of Kais if you get lucky. Another way to pick up here is from this Red Dragonstone 16. If you haven't used your Red Dragonstone 16 yet and you've decided not to go for the Gogeta or the Janemba, then you can go for one of these characters and it will net you another 2 Elder Kais, totaling in 9 Elder Kais altogether. So that is a pretty good deal. That's basically one character at max super attack if they are a TUR, or half the max super attack if they are an LR and they do not have a grindable super attack. So definitely a good way to pick them up. Like I said, there isn't much in the way, but that's it. There is 2 extra Elder Kais available from the co-op campaign that occurred. Everybody got at least the 1, totaling in 10. However, unless you did all 60 stages, you wouldn't have gotten the extra. Although I assume most of you did. So around 9 to 11 Kais, depending on how well you participated in the co-op campaign. Moving on, because there isn't just Elder Kais available, there's actually more Grand Kais available than there are Elder Kais this time around. One of the first places to pick them up is through the Full Power Frieza EZA event. You can get 5 STR Grand Kais from completing this event. So that is 5 more STR Kais that you can use towards your LR Cooler if you happen to have pulled him. Moving on, the next place to pick up STR Grand Kais is from the Goku event. Should you complete the Goku event, you'll net yourself 11 Grand Kais. Now, the nice thing is you don't have to use any of those to awaken and level this guy up to Super Attack 15, because you can actually get a 50% raise from the TUR from the Version Z Goku event. I believe it's stage 6. That will give you a 50% raise on his super attack at the TUR level. So definitely go through that process instead of wasting Kais. Moving on, the next place to pick up Grand Kais is through the various EZA events that are now available. Every single EZA battle event is available. So whichever ones you haven't completed, go back through, complete them, and you will get yourself a bunch of Grand Kais to help stockpile your super attack levels for future dates. Basically, as long as whatever typing is the ones you're going to get, right? So if you take on the STR Gogeta, you're going to get STR types. If you take on the Tech Beerus, you're going to get Tech, and so on. Some of the doubles, you'll get half of each. Like for this one here, the Destined Rivals Saga, you'll get 5 STR and 5 AGL is usually how it works on the double ones there. So definitely worth your time to go through the process and grind out whichever ones you haven't completed yet. This is also a good way to pick up Zenny, by the way. Pick a stage, any stage, as long as you can clear it past level 30, and just keep going whenever you need to clear events and get Zenny. The easiest one I've found to get the Zenny, by the way, is where is he? He's all the way down here. This AGL Broly event. They just keep adding tech movie hero units, which is his weakness, and the more tech movie hero units you bring on the team, the easier this is. So if you picked up the Super Saiyan Goku or the LR Tech Gods, for example, they will destroy this event all the way up to stage 500, which will net you quite a good amount of Zenny as well. So moving on, the next place to pick up Grand Kais is from the Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans and Pride of the Wicked Bloodline. Should you be able to complete this, you will get 3 Grand Kais of each typing, so that's definitely very helpful. And that's basically it for all of the Grand Kais and Elder Kais available in this celebration. There might be more during part 2, we don't know yet. Once that hits, I will be sure to do the video sooner rather than later this time. Up next though, the next thing we're going to talk about is training items. I had a few of you guys mention in the comments in my last video where to pick up training items. So I pulled up a few stages that I feel are the best places to pick up training items. The first and foremost place you should be going to for your training items is doing your daily Roshi event. This will net you 5 to 10 copies of each type for these platinum turtle shells, and they net you a hefty amount of EXP to help you train your units, so make sure you do them. Moving on, the next place that's a good place to pick up various typings, specifically Z swords, is from the final stage of this Ruler of the Universe versus the Warrior Race event. On the final stage, level 7 against the full power Frieza, on Z hard mode, you can net yourself a bunch of Z swords from completing this. So definitely a good way to pick up some training items. The drop category is Planet Namek Saga, which is rather limited, but still giving you an increased probability. Moving on, the next place is the opposite event, Ruler of the Universe and the Saiyan Warrior Race. Terrifying Conquerors is the increased drop rate for this one. A little bit easier to increase your drop rate, completing the level 7 against the Super Saiyan Goku to get yourself some extra Z swords. Another good place to pick them up, wrong one, is from the Super Android 13 story event, which is available till the end of the month. Increased drop rate is Super Saiyans on this one, and this one is nice because it's pretty much a guaranteed drop for completing this stage. As long as you are using Super Saiyans, which is a pretty stacked category in terms of LRs to increase your drop rate. Alright, and finally, the last question I had from some of you viewers was about Awakening Medals. Obviously, you can get Awakening Medals, as you see here, for completing various stages, but I have actually found to pick up the various medals, like the Grandpa Gohan, the Korin, the Supreme Kais, the Grand Kais, and all of these medals, the Roshi, is actually just to do the various type stages of the Awakening Medals. Pick whichever one you need, right? If it's Gregory's, make sure you're picking up these the silver ones, or I guess it's white, right? If it's Gohan's, make sure you're picking up the bronze. If you need any of the Kais, make sure you're picking up the golds. I honestly think that even though there's no increased drop rate, this is quite easily the best way to pick up medals. Just do a full stamina run through whichever one you need, and you'll find yourself picking up quite a few. So anyways guys, there is the video. There is how to pick up the Awakening Medals, training items, and the various Kais available in part 1 of this year's worldwide celebration. Hopefully you guys found this guide helpful. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know how are you guys doing on Elder KAIS? I know I'm hurting after everything I pulled from my memorial tickets. Had a bunch of units that I didn't have before, and now I'm kind of stuck. So I'd love to hear where you guys are at. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.